Americans, this is absolutely mind-blowing and the most historical moment in our living history. Today, we're going to talk about Biden's 45% capital gains tax rate and on realized and unrealized gains. I'm also going to show you a short clip once again from Janet Yellen fumbling around trying to figure this out. Remember, don't do what they say, do what they do. As you look this way, there's a whole nother narrative going on this way. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into Basel 3 so you understand the chokehold that's coming on banks and how I am navigating through this and how during the toughest economic times, the most wealth is built. My name is Coach JV. What I work to do is make very complex macro and microeconomic strategies very simple so the normal everyday person can implement them. We've helped hundreds of people understand how to protect their wealth during these volatile times. So what I do personally, on the left side of the risk pyramid, super high risk is cryptocurrency. I pull profits in the bell run that's coming up. So from 2020, 2022, I pull profits. And from 2024 to 2026, I pull profits from high risk, high return, and I bring it down. I make sure my family is taken care of with insurance, and I make sure that my wealth is protected with insurance. So if you want to learn how to do that, click the description down below, set up a free consultation with my licensed insurance team. Also, click my bio. It'll be there as well if you're watching this on social media like Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, X, TikTok, or Instagram. So let's dive right into this. So let's dive into these. I've been talking about this stuff since 2020, and we're here now. I've been talking about the warnings. I've been talking about the cycles. And one of the biggest things for me is I study history to predict the future. First, I started out with Ray Dalio's Changing World Order, and then I went deep into history, understanding waves of energy. Guys, what goes up must come down. Wartime narratives always start to happen when the economy is in a really bad shape. And then there's big booms after wartime economics. After wartime economics, there's usually a new currency or a new superpower or a new form of currency, innovation, technology. The wave of energy happens over and over again. And I've been warning people in America, there's a polarizing separation happening right now. Divide and conquer. So this was give a shout out to Coach TY. His on I think it's on TikTok, Coach TY. I like his content. I didn't even catch this. I don't know why. I was looking at totally other narratives here, just trying to navigate these waves of energy. But I didn't even see this come out 5 days ago. But what it really triggered when I saw his TikTok was when I saw Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen, which I'm going to show you, where she's like, "Oh, we're only raising taxes on people who make a lot of money over 400,000." But no, that's what he said. But inside the actual bill, they're raising taxes for everybody. So let's check this out.
Let's bring in Americans for Tax Reform President Grover Norquist. Grover Norquist, Joe Biden tweeted this. Of course, he didn't write it, that Trump tax cut is going to expire. If I'm reelected, it's going to stay expired. And he has always said it's benefited the wealthy and biggest corporations. And that is just pig potatoes. 2/3 of American households, thereabouts, got a tax cut, and the biggest beneficiaries were middle-class Americans, full stop.
Mm-hmm. Look, Trump's tax cut, the Republican tax cut, reduced marginal tax rates for everybody who pays income taxes. Everyone who pays income taxes saw their tax rates go down. You got the child tax credit. And what Biden said all during the campaign when he ran was he was going to get rid of all of the Trump tax cuts. And that includes taking our corporate income tax, which used to be higher than China. And thanks to Trump and the Republicans, it went down to below China's. He wants to take it either all the way to 35%, which is what he said during the campaign. He's going to abolish the tax cut, or up to 28%, higher than China's, higher than the European average. He wants your company that you work for to be punished more than the communist Chinese tax their own businesses, so we won't be competitive. Biden wants you to have to compete on lower wages against China, not lower taxes.
Yeah, let's dig into that a little bit, because when he talks about the corporations, what he's trying to say is, middle-class America, I'm not going after you. I'm going after the big, rich companies. And of course, what that means, Grover, is that when you go after the company, you're actually going after middle-class Americans, whether you're a consumer, whether you're a worker, or...
Because what do you think happens, guys? I run 7 companies, right? 3 of them are large companies. If they come out, it's getting so expensive to run the companies, guys. Rent has gone up like 20%. Food, gas for our vehicles. We have 2 company vehicles. It's like $120 per vehicle to fill up per week. Everything is more expensive. It cost us a lot more to do our business. If you made $100,000 in 2020, you got a $19,000 pay cut. Just simple numbers. There's been a 19% cumulative inflation since 2020. Guys, this is wild. Well, that's what he's saying, right? He's making it sound like before the election that he's helping the middle class. And he's going to help all these younger people with a student loan debt forgiveness and all this stuff, guys. They either get you through inflation, which is illegal taxation, or they're going to tax the shit out of you, one or the other, right? But if they raise taxes on the larger companies, we have to raise prices. We have to pay our bills, right? Now, what does that do? That puts pressure on wages. If it puts pressure on wages, what is the number one expense? Team members. What will they let go first? Team members. Every dollar in the system is debt. Every dollar in the system is debt. So if a team member gets let go, it causes a ripple effect. That team member can no longer service their loan. If they can't service a loan, a bank is not getting interest income. Banks make money in 3 ways: interest income and fee income and capital markets income. If that person doesn't have a loan, they can't put money into a bank. Banks start to lose liquidity, right? If that person can't have a job, they can't buy a home. If that person doesn't have a job, they don't go to the grocery store. Now, the grocery store has less customers. The grocery store has to start to lay off people. So don't fall for this bullshit, guys. Don't fall for these politics and all this crap happening right now. Our country is bankrupt. We have to wake up. We have to take our sovereignty back. We have to start to understand financial literacy. We have to learn how to earn. We have to learn how to grow our wealth. And that's why I'm so bullish on the transition in technology, because it gives the normal everyday person, the Main Street, a piece of Wall Street. Now listen to this. So that's what they were saying, what Biden says he's going to do. He makes it sound all packaged up nicely, but check this out.
In 2034, under our budget, I believe it would be around 45 trillion.
Yeah,
But it's ratio, but GDP also grows, and the ratio
If you print more
to
money.
GDP would be a few percentage points more
Well,
than it is now.
it'd be at 128%, and now it's at 97. That's more than a few points.
No, it would be at 105% in
Okay, that's
2034.
debt held by the public,
That's the
but it'll be a
public debt.
significant increase in.
It's now about
Governmental debt.
100%, so.
So what they're saying is, so that's public debt. She's trying to make it sound all soft. That's public debt, not governmental debt. Combined governmental debt, I think we're over 120% debt to income ratio.
Yeah, now 97 would be about it'd be increasing. So it'd be a significant increase in the debt.
Small increase in the debt.
Yeah, a significant increase in the debt. I want to.
There's so much disconnection. First of all, like I showed you guys, watch my video yesterday where she literally, when they asked her how much debt we had, she was fumbling through the papers. I know we're at 34 trillion. Everybody on TikTok knows we're at 34 trillion. She had to fumble through papers, the Treasury Secretary, to understand where we're at in our debt.
I refer also
Hey, listen to this. Listen.
Your report on the fiscal health that came out just a month or two ago of the country. And you show that given current financial policies, including that in your budget, within 75 years, we'll just continue to see that increasing and would be at 513% or some above 500% of GDP at the end of a 75-year period. You say in that report the current policy is not sustainable and the cost of delaying policy reform is significant, will make it much harder to implement changes that will affect that trajectory. Do you think that's a real threat to the country going forward?
Are you referring to the Social Security report there?
Watch, listen.
No, I'm referring to a report
Listen.
on the nation's fiscal health done by the U.S. Treasury.
That you signed.
By you.
Okay, so we need to enact policies to make sure that the debt stays sustainable and we're on a fiscally sustainable path. And the president has proposed over $3 trillion of deficit reduction.
Let's talk about that. We've already established that the debt will increase significantly under this budget. So where do you get the $3 trillion in savings?
Taxpayers, you and I.
where does that come from?
Well,
Because it's not, you're not decreasing spending.
well, in some areas, there are spending decreases.
Not overall.
So what he's saying is you're not decreasing the governmental spending. So where are you going to get this money? Where are you going to get this money? Pay attention, guys. We have to know the game.
Most of it comes from additional tax revenues.
Because
Tax
we're
revenues
allowing-
have been,
Because we're allowing the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act rates to expire, correct?
partly, but
About 2
not-
trillion of 3 trillion. About 2
but
trillion.
not
You're
for,
projecting an additional 2 trillion in revenue
we're
and counting
projecting,
that towards
we're
that.
projecting in addition to that, a higher corporate income tax, moving that up to 28%, putting in place
So, Mr.
Pillar
Chairman,
2.
I'd like to submit for the record an article from the Washington Post that shows the $2 trillion and talks about that being included in the budget, and then shows a significant portion of that will be taken by families who are earning less than 400,000.
He's
showing that-
explicitly,
objection
he's
to order.
explicitly said that he will not agree to raise taxes for people making under $400,000.
So I think it's more
And
important.
that is not any proposal of his. He's not said
So I
he
think
would
it's-
allow everything to
So
expire.
I think it's more important
That
to
is
look
just
at,
wrong.
I think it's more important to look at what he's proposed rather than what he said. And very clearly,
Listen,
the $3 trillion in revenue or in reduction, what you're calling a reduction in debt includes a significant amount coming from families who are earning under 400,000 per year.
Well, that
so it shows.
will have to
Make
be
that for the
paid
record.
for.
Yeah, that'll have to be paid for by us. She signed that document. She's saying he explicitly said, but he's holding a document in his hand that shows that it's not just for the people making over $400,000, the big corporations. Do you see the game here, family? Do you see the game? Okay, I'll go into Basel 3 tomorrow. I was going to go into this document, but I want to show you guys. Basel 3, this is 2023. Basel 3 starting to kick in. It's going to chokehold the banks. We're just in this polarizing time. Are you starting to see the game, guys? Inflation, illegal taxation. Then they're going to tax you. Okay, now right now, a lot of people think the taxes are high. Tax rates right now are one of the lowest they've been historically. Okay, so that's why I insure my wealth. And I'll share with you another strategy I use for insurance. Okay, I pull from high risk, high profit cryptocurrency. I put it down into insurance. So when I'm putting my money into insurance, I'm locking in my tax rate right now. I'm taking pre-tax dollars. I'm putting it into an account where tax code 77028. It's not a retirement account. That's just a tax code. It's not the insurance policy. So tax code 77028 allows me to tap in when I'm at retirement age to the cash value of my insurance policies. And I locked in this tax rate. So do you think based on what they're doing, the taxes are going to be higher or lower when you retire? Most likely higher. We're at 34 trillion in debt. We have no money in the system. We have to borrow to play for critical services. That's why insurance, in my opinion, is so important. That's why a diversified strategy, not just insurance. I have cryptocurrency. I have insurance. I have businesses. I have precious metals. We're getting into real estate. Self-development is an investment. That has an ROI to it, right? Experiences, enjoying time with your family. That has an ROI to it. But I just wanted to really help you guys understand, like, this is going to be choppy, man, very choppy. And that's why I put blinders on, man. My relationship with God is one of my most important things. My relationship with God, my family, and my ecosystem. I'm not looking left. I'm not looking right. I'm looking up, and I'm staying focused in the middle ground. I'm allowing my body to take no thought, so my eye will be signal, so my body will fill with light, as Jesus Christ said. Christ Jesus, Jesus Christ, Yeshua, whatever you believe his name was or is. He is the risen King, and he gave us all the signs, the symbols, the wonders to get back to the light. He said, take the middle ground. Let your eye be signal, so your body will fill with light. Take no thought. We need to get our shit together right now, family. It's the most critical time in human history. The great news about this is let them all destroy each other, guys. This is the greatest time to build wealth for your family. There'll never be an opportunity like this where Main Street gets a piece of Wall Street. This is phenomenal. This is wild. It's amazing. It's amazing. And remember, the battle is against your own conscience, not against anybody. I'm not battling against anybody. I have no enemies. There is no enemy that I'm fighting. I'm not creating an invisible enemy for myself or my family. The four walls of my house is where we battle. We battle the consciousness. We battle to get up in that higher level of frequency. We move from force to power through courage. You can do this, family. We move from move from force, inactivity, or hyperactivity, fear, anger, greed, and we start to get that courage to open up and be authentic, grateful, and unconditionally loving. That moves you into power, which is fluidity, which is connecting to source, understanding, faith, and knowing. So I hope this message reaches you well. I love you guys very, very much. If you need any support in the description of this YouTube video, there's all kinds of support. You can set up a free consultation with my insurance team, make it very clear. My insurance team is totally separate from my 3T Warrior Academy. You got the 3T Warrior Academy. It's a group of like-minded individuals rising up together, education. You can download my free book. What else? We got all kinds of Merlin, 30 days for free to set up your exit plan. And if you are in XRP Las Vegas, I will see you in a couple hours. I'll be there this evening. Warriors, let's get your shit together. Love you guys.